There were lots of issues at a big event called Roots Picnic, and kind of weird. I wasn't there this year, but I was there the last 2 years, and I was at a different event this weekend. Maybe we'll talk about that later in the week. But Roots Picnic was this weekend, and apparently there was a lot of drama. There were issues with electric, with the rain. There were lots of delays. I saw some videos where people said that they were there, even though there was like a delay announcement, I guess. People were there, but then the time changed. So while they're on the line at, let's say, 2 o'clock, they're telling them, well, actually, now we're not going to be able to let anybody until 3 o'clock. Some people were online for hours and hours and hours, couldn't use the bathroom, couldn't get anything to eat. By the way, I just want to say to those people, because Dash sent me a video where people were saying, why are there no food trucks? There will never be food trucks on a line to go into a festival. I don't understand. Where do they do that? Is there another festival where they do that? Because I've never seen that at Roots Picnic. Food trucks on the line. Dash says, "Woo, that sounds stressful." Yeah. So they were told to be there at 2. So the event, let's give some context. Normally, Roots Picnic is from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. There's performances at multiple stages throughout the festival. There's food, there's alcohol, good times, snacks, lots of porta potties, all of the things. But apparently, this time there was a delay due to rain and electrical issues, and people were told be there at 2 o'clock. But then people were online and they couldn't get in even at 2 o'clock because then it was then announced, no, 3 o'clock. And so Dash says, usually good vibes. Yeah, Roots is usually cool. So I've only been there the 2 years. I can't speak for the 11 years they've been doing it. I do know last year they said it was the 10th year, if I'm correct. So anyway, yeah, there was a lot of drama. My understanding is that instead of canceling the performances that were missed, everything was just pushed back. So it no longer ended at 11. It ended at like 3 in the morning or something. Yeah, something like that. So I do know someone who was there, someone who's usually tuned into this live. It's my good friend Kia, Bestie. So we're gonna give Bestie a call and let her give us her experience. Let's let her talk a little bit about her experience at Roots Picnic, and we'll do that. So let's give Bestie a call here. Hola. We are ready for you on weeknights. Are you ready? All right. Throwing you on speakerphone so the folks can hear you. All right. Hold on. I didn't do it yet. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't hear it, but he was like, hi, hello there. Hey, what's going on, guys? All right. Now I'm putting you on speaker.
Okay. Hello there.
All right. Can y'all hear Kia before I start getting into it? Just let me know in the chat if you could hear Kia.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Dash says yes. All right, cool.
All right, awesome.
All right, Kia. So I already gave a little bit of context about how Roots Picnic was a fiasco this year. That we spoke about it, but we wanted to get your take on what happened. So we know there was delays due to electrical issues and the rain. We know it was supposed to start at 11 a.m., but it ended up starting at 3 p.m. Give us your experience.
Okay, boom. None of that is right.
What?
Okay. So they said that the doors opened at 1 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
Then they sent an email to us at 1:17 or 1:18-ish and said that they're going to be opening the doors at 2 o'clock. Okay. 2 o'clock came and went. 3 o'clock came and went.
What?
At 3:55, there was an email, but the service was going in and out because it was raining, all the things, and, it was a big crowd. So
right.
You wasn't really taking your phone in and out like that because it was pouring when it was actually raining.
Right.
So at 3:55, they sent the email saying that they're going to open the doors, but we still were standing out there. 5 o'clock, still standing there.
What?
There were people that were leaving. By the time we got inside, it was like right before 6 o'clock. And then at that point, it was like, okay, well, we stood online all that time. Let's go get some food. Forget what's happening on that side. Let's go get some food or something like that.
Right.
And then even standing on the line for food, that took another hour. And at that point, I forgot his name, but the guy that starts with an E with the crazy hair, he was on there. And he was supposed to be on at 3 o'clock. Something-ish. So yeah, they moved everything back. But the problem is because they moved everyone back, they put out these cards that was supposed to say like what time everyone that they pushed back, what time that they were supposed to be going on.
Yeah.
But then they still weren't coming on at that time.
Wow.
So if you weren't standing there, you don't know if that person went on or not, or if you missed it. Like we didn't get to see Young Jeezy because of like that specific thing.
Wow.
And who else? It was somebody else like that too. Lotto, we didn't get to see her either.
Damn.
And because she was in the stage all the way in the back.
Right,
so
right. The
to get
amphitheater.
back there, it's an endeavor to go over there. So,
Sure is.
So it just that was the thing. And then it wasn't as packed. Like last year, I feel like everybody was standing elbow to elbow, like especially once it started to get late.
Right.
This time it wasn't really like that. It just was like everybody was sort of agitated.
Okay. That's understandable.
Yeah, like it was just busiest by the food carts and stuff like that. But the performances, Miguel, they get to see Miguel. He like debuted some Spanish song.
Okay, he's done Spanish songs before.
Okay, I guess. So that threw me off. And then I don't. Oh, Maxwell was supposed to stay from Maxwell, but after that, like we ended up leaving after Miguel.
Oh, okay. And what time was that? What time was that?
I want to say that was like maybe like around 10.
Oh, so you left really early.
Yeah, but that's just it. Everything was sort of pushed back. Like everybody was saying, like how you were saying, it's supposed to be like everybody was still supposed to be performing.
Yeah.
And everybody still went on. I don't know until what time, but I'm just like, at that point, Miguel was supposed to be on hours ago. At that point, like he was supposed to already had did his 1-2.
Right.
Maxwell, and so I think that was the last person for that particular stage.
Okay.
I feel like somebody else. But anyway, but then the next day, so everything was cleared up, but everybody was still pissed off and wanted their money back because there was a lot of people that left.
Right.
And then there was a lot of people that were sick. A lot of people were like throwing up and sick. And I know it's a very alcohol heavy event if that's all you're doing all day.
Right.
But it was a lot more people than I really remember from. Like, I don't really remember seeing anybody. Like,
I didn't see anybody sick when we were there last year.
Right, like getting whisked away and like looking like they can't stand. But this year, it was so many that it was just like, is it because of the food? Is it that they don't like what's going on?
Right.
And so there's a few situations like that. And they were really lax on people sitting in the grass areas in the front.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember last year, it was a big thing. They didn't want anybody to sit down in the front.
Yep.
But they didn't really argue against it. They just said that they can't sit right in front of the stage.
Okay.
So it was like a big section like that. But what was the other thing? Oh, in the middle of Lenny Kravitz, his stuff went out. His mic went out a few times. And he was pissed off. He was pissed off. I was like,
rightfully so.
Right. I'm like, that's it? Like, like, damn, all right.
So there were a lot of issues on Saturday, but then Sunday wasn't carefree either.
No, it still was some stuff happening, but it wasn't like having to wait like going in the line from Saturday to Sunday night and day.
Okay.
They did actually have staff to help you get in.
Okay.
And then they had like all these videos online talking about it's clear today. Who cares? It was it was like we was all in combat walking through like 6-inch like my sneakers looked like I was training for war.
Damn.
Like when I finally was like, oh, I'm just gonna wipe them down. Wipe what down? It was caked in mud.
Damn.
And I like some rain, but it was really bad. Like so that.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for giving us your account of what happened in person. They issued an apology. Did you see the apology?
Yeah, it was really How about you give me an apology back with like a discount or
right.
I don't know. They could have did something. I don't know what. I don't even know because the discount is not even suspicious. It's just like it was a time because people spend money to be there.
Yeah.
So can't really take that back.
Right.
So
valid point. All right. Well, thanks for giving us your account. We'll see you in the chat.
Okay, later. Bye.
Bye. All right. Let me find the apology. I see y'all going in the comments. Let me just find the apology so I can read it for y'all. Let's see. Is this it? No, that's not the apology. That's a progressive ad. Okay. Okay, I found it. Here is the apology from Roots. It says, "We would like to say sorry. As we shared yesterday, the rain over the last 48 hours made the grounds unsafe. In an abundance of caution, we had to delay doors opening, resulting in the lines to get into the festival." Huh? We had to delay opening, resulting in the lines to get into the festival. That's a weird sentence. I did not read it wrong. "Please understand, safety will always be our number one priority. We worked hard to make sure every artist will still get on stage and extend festival hours so all could perform without violating city noise curfews. Today is a new day and we will do better. There is no rain in the forecast, and we are making changes to improve the entry process and communication overall. We also have increased the number of Roots Picnic ambassadors that will be at the front gates." Okay, Kia said that. "We appreciate your patience and understanding while we get ready for day 2. Doors will open at 1 p.m. See y'all soon. Heart emoji." All right, there it is, folks. That is the Roots Picnic apology. Let's go to the chat. I see y'all going in the chat. Oh, Dave said yes, he could hear Kia. Dash said this is wild. I would have left early too. That's a long day. I would have been left and demanded a refund. I would have wrote a letter, an email, all that. Dash says that apology was kind of trifling. LOL. It came off like, look, we're sorry, but yes, it's not a good apology. They should have offered some kind of discounts or something, because it's really bad. I understand rain and it being an outdoor festival, but y'all knew rain was coming. Y'all should have been prepared or offered some kind of rain date, free of charge, something. Uh, Dash says PR must have been on leave. They were away for the weekend. PR was like, public relations ain't working on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? We out. Kia says exactly. Yeah, I think offering people a discount next year or giving away some kind of free food or something. But rain is always possible when you do these things in the beginning of June, and this is always the weekend that Roots is. So to say that, oh, Dash said the same thing. Rain is always a possibility. They should be prepared for the elements. Yeah, exactly. They should be prepared. Tarps, whatever tents they need to do. Um, Rain is fine, but I don't understand why they would do that. Why they wouldn't be prepared, why they wouldn't have a rain date of some sort, because that rain, we all knew rain was coming. We all knew it was going to rain all weekend, weeks in advance. So if that's the case, they knew too. They could have prepared or said, okay, everybody, we're going to have to move it to whatever, June 8th or whatever, July 1st, who cares, whenever. And people could have made adjustments. But yeah, I don't think that was good. I wonder what the turnout will be like next year. What will be smart, and this is the last thing I'll say, what will be smart is to offer people like a 50% discount. If you can show your ticket from this year, we'll offer you a 50% discount on next year. Because honestly, after what happened, a lot of people online are upset. I saw lots of videos. I spoke to someone else who was there. And I don't know if people are going to come back in the same numbers that they normally do. I would offer a big discount next year. Or either that or you got to have like Jay-Z at that motherfucker. Like, you gotta have Drake at that motherfucker. You gotta have Kendrick, SZA. Like, you gotta have Michael Jackson hologram. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to make it really, really worth it. You. Oh shit. All right, let me just read this real quick. Dash says, last thought. It seems like as it grows, they are having a harder time managing it. That makes sense. Kia said that would be cool at the discounts. This one made me bust out laughing. Kia said, and ban Meek Mills. Oh my God, that is too funny. Uh, Dash says, not Meek Mill, Kia. That is their beloved. Laughing my ass off. Well, apparently, Meek Mills gave a speech about working hard. And then right after, called people to the stage from the fans, from the audience, and said he would give women $5,000 to twerk on stage. That's what I was told. I was not there. But yeah, 5K for twerking. Make sure you work hard. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if people will come out in the usual numbers last next year, but that's what I would think. Offer some kind of discount if you could show your ticket from this year or proof that you were there this year. Then next year we give you X amount off. I don't know if 50% is enough. I mean, they still got to make their bottom line, whatever that is, but they definitely got to be at least 30% minimum. So there's that. Uh, David says, laughing my ass off. Hey,